What? This is insane. I seriously cannot believe what just happened. It boggles my mind. I'm just like, what? What? I mean, I'm not like, mad about what happened, but still it's like, my mind just went, it's just like, what? How did Dan Slott get away with this? I totally don't blame Mr. Slott for going into hiding after this issue being released, because if I had written this, I would have done the same thing. Realizing that so many fans are pissed off right now, the backlash over this issue is just insane. And I just want to start off by saying, if you plan on continuing to read the story to find out what happens next, and you don't want to get spoiled at all, and you're the type of person where you've been doing your best to avoid any spoilers on the internet, like any previews of upcoming issues or anything like that, do not watch this video, because I want to share my thoughts, and I'm going to share all of them, and they're heavily spoiled about Dan Slott's storyline for the ending of the Amazing Spider-Man comic books from issue 698 to issue 700, known as Dying Wish. Now, I'm making this video right now. What I'm discussing is just for issue 698, and because 699 and 700 haven't come out yet, and I'm just, whoa, just wow, I'm at a loss for words. I don't have any issues with it, and I know people are gonna probably say, "Oh, you don't have any problems with it because you're a fanboy." Blah, 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 blah. Let me be clear. There are two types of fanboys: ones who hate everything related to something they claim they're a fan of, most Spider-Man fans, and the other type of fanboy is the fanboy who loves everything of what they're a fan of, no matter how bad it really is. Not me. I'm the type of Spider-Man fan where I can say, yes, this is good. This is good. I like this. This is poo. This is spider poo right here. I don't like this. No. It's not doing anything for me. I can legitimately say that. Now, of course, there are more things I end up liking than hating, but there are things I legitimately hate. For example, I hate most other Spider-Man fans. In all seriousness, though, I'm not mad about this issue, probably because I'm able to take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and see what's really being done here, I guess you could say. And also because, unfortunately, I've accidentally spoiled a lot of things surrounding this storyline for myself. I saw the warnings on the internet saying, "Don't look at this if you don't want to get spoiled for what happens next. Don't do it." And the nerd in me was like, "Don't click there!" But I did it anyway. And I'm still like, wow, what happens next? And it's like, despite the things that I know, which I'm about to talk about in a minute, I was still shocked by this issue, and I'm still interested in seeing what happens next. I wouldn't say this issue was like ooh, this comic book issue was so amazing. It was kind of, yeah, until, like, the last couple pages. And, like, okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Reading this issue, I was like, oh, okay, this is a traditional Spider-Man comic book, it seems like it's good for anyone who hasn't read the issues because he's going over stuff that's kind of new for people who don't know anything about, you know, him working at Horizon Labs, him claiming to be the amazing Spider-Man, and he's the only one that can do these things, and he's an Avenger, and all this other stuff. But even before I got to the last 2 pages, I kept rereading the first couple pages over, and I was like, I know Dan Slott's writing. So I know everything he does in the comics has a purpose. And to me, something just seemed off. As I was reading, I was like, something seems weird here. Like, my Spidey nerd senses were tingling. I just knew something was off. I was like, and then I realized before I even saw the last couple panels, I had the thought, this doesn't sound like Peter Parker to me. Like the way Dan writes Peter's dialogue, I was like, this doesn't sound like the way Peter would talk. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I could just tell. I was like, this isn't the way Peter normally talks. And certain panels, I was like, this isn't the way he acts either. But he did a good job at fooling you at first by adding things in there. And then, when we got to, and I'm just going to say it, so like I said, you don't want spoilers, just click away now, don't watch the rest of this video, because here it is. Doc Ock, the magnificent, brilliant bastard that he is, somehow switched bodies or minds, or however you want to look at it scientifically, with Peter Parker. I don't know how. Actually, I have a theory. Because I'm going to get into theory later, but my mind was like, mushroom cloud. I was like, what? I'm still like, as I'm making this video, immediately I put on my suit for the occasion. Immediately after I read the issue, I was like, I gotta make this video. And I'm just like, and it just makes me think, wait a minute. This entire issue, Doc Ock was in Peter's body. They didn't switch bodies the moment the moment Spider-Man entered the room with Doc Ock. Doc Ock was already in Peter's body. And now it makes sense as to why Doc Ock was saying Peter Parker. What blew me away most about that is, how effing long has Doc Ock really been in Spider-Man's body? And one of my theories is, since issue 600 of, what was that, last year? 2 years ago? I don't remember. Hold on. I'm going to try and find out really quickly. Because I have a digital copy of it. So I'm going to look it up real quick. Just give me a moment. Okay, there it is. Let's see. This issue came out oh my freaking gosh! Oh my freaking gosh! Issue 600 came out in 2010. That means Doc Ock possibly could have been Spider-Man all this time. Since issue... No, that can't be. Because, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. But this could mean this is how it started. His process of switching bodies could have started with issue 600. Because when they were advertising things, they were, for this storyline, they said it stretches all the way back to 600. So I guess that's when the plan started to come into fruition. The reason why I say that couldn't have been when they switched bodies is because last year's Spider Island. Well, no, wait. That wouldn't count. But Ends of the Earth, which was end of last year, right? End of last year, beginning of this year, Ends of the Earth storyline. Clearly, that was not Peter Parker and Doc Ock's body. So, but that was like his last battle with Doc Ock. So, that means sometime between there and now, Doc Ock managed to switch bodies with Peter Parker. And I would have to like reread every single issue of the Amazing Spider-Man since the last issue of the Ends of the Earth story arc up till now to try and see if there are any hints or clues as to when the exact moment is where Doc Ock switched bodies with Peter Parker. Because that's just like... Because, I mean, you think about it. Doc Ock's fought Spider-Man since, what, the Amazing Spider-Man... Hold on, I can figure this out. Got my Essential Volume 1 here. He's fought Spider-Man since the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3. So, like, he has years of experience knowing how Spider-Man acts. So apparently Doc Ock is not only a scientific genius, but he's an actor as well. So he knows, Spider-Man is a wisecracker and all this other stuff. And because, he makes the statement that he has all of his memories. And what's the exact wording that he said? All his memories and knows everything that he knows about. He has his life and everything that comes with it. Which is just like, wow. All I can say is he slipped up in this issue because as a reader, I was able to go, something don't look right here. Something seems a little off. So I'm like, wow. Just wow. Not hats off, but masks off to you, Dan Slott. You magnificent, sneaky little jerk, you. I'm not mad at him, honestly. And that's not because I like Dan Slott's writing. Because, I mean, I do. And I know people are going to say I'm a kiss ass or I'm suck up and all this other jazz. Jazz? Okay, whatever. I say you can go choke on a load of web fluid because there have been issues Dan Slott has written where I was kind of like, eh. But for the most part, I feel Dan Slott is the best writer for The Amazing Spider-Man. I like his writing, honestly, more than Stan Lee's writing, which, I mean, Stan Lee's writing is kind of campy and corny, but it worked for the 70s and 60s. I haven't had a chance to really read any of the stuff that he's created at Power Entertainment recently, But I've heard it's really good, and I want to check out his Romeo and Juliet: The War book. I heard that was really good. But I mean, I'm curious as to how he would write Spider-Man now. If it would be as modernized the style of storytelling as it's come to be. I really love J. Michael Straczynski's run. But I don't know, just something about Dan Slott where it's just like, it seems like, it's almost like when Dan Slott writes Spider-Man, it's fan fiction, but it's good fan fiction, like high-end quality fan fiction. Like, it still has the WTF moments in the fan fictions, like, you could never see this in a million years actually happening in the comics, but it clearly is because it's Dan Slott working at Marvel writing Spider-Man. And it's like, imagine the greatest piece of fan fiction that could ever be written for something you like actually becoming canon. That's Dan Slott's writing for the Amazing Spider-Man comic books. And I love it. I think it's great. And I hope he never leaves the book. If we can find a way to keep him living as long as the book lasts, he should write the book, honestly. This issue, like I said, it wasn't anything that was like, woo, this is awesome. It's just more like, what? It's mind-blowing. And, yeah, I'm going to tell you why I'm not mad. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, WTF, that means Doc Ock is superior Spider-Man, blah, 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 blah. I disagree. Because for the spoilers of the next two issues, it seems like Peter Parker is going to somehow have one final battle with Doc Ock. And assumingly get his body back. And assumingly Doc Ock will be laid to rest. Which I hope that's what happens. Because I feel like the way things are, Doc Ock has to die. This guy needs to die. I mean, he almost needs to die more so than Green Goblin. Which, by the way, reminds me, this issue is just one of the reasons why Doc Ock is tied, for me, as my #1 favorite supervillain with Green Goblin. Because both of them have things about them that are so deeply connected with major events that have happened with Spider-Man and Peter Parker that it's just like, it's hard for me to choose which villain I like the most. On one hand, Green Goblin is the character that just torments Peter Parker mind, body, and soul. From killing off his family members, to his friends, to doing everything he can to torture him and mess with his psyche. And on the other hand, Doc Ock has, like, in terms of Goblin's threat, in terms of the physicality with, you know, being such a menace for Spider-Man and fighting and the danger. But intellectually, he's, like, on the same level as Peter Parker. Like, it's like Sherlock Holmes and Professor Moriarty. It's always like, they're like there. You know, I don't know how to explain it with my hands. I don't even know why I'm doing all of this. But, you get what I'm trying to say. It's just, and that comes from great writing. And I think this story is gonna be really good. So I think people need to calm down because I'm pretty sure Doc Ock is not Superior Spider-Man. And people are like, oh my gosh, Peter Parker's gonna die. That's stupid. We already had, you know, a Black Spider-Man take over a dead Peter Parker in, you know, freaking Ultimate Universe, which I don't read anyway, but I still have an opinion on it. Like, I actually read the book. You know, stupid people out here. Anyways, it's been revealed that Peter Parker lives past issue 700 because Alpha, who I pray to God is not Superior Spider-Man. I mean, all signs point that he, from the signs that I've seen, that he is not Superior Spider-Man, but you never know, there's still a chance. Hopefully he's not. I mean, I hated Alpha because he was such a little douchebag, like most teenagers these days. But that was the whole purpose. And, you know, the whole idea that when he's ready, Peter Parker is going to restore his powers and help him be a better superhero. If he can fulfill that, then that'd be like, okay, I can handle him being Spider-Man for a little while. But if not, I'm like, no, don't want Alfred Spider-Man, no. Hell no. I don't think it's Miguel O'Hara either. Who knows who the freck it is other than the people that already actually know what's going on. However, things I can sort of kind of confirm to you based off of spoilers that are already out there. Peter lives past issue number 700 because Alpha gets his powers back. He has his own mini-series, and he's supposed to go in for regular checkups with Peter at Horizon Labs. Which leads to the fact that Peter possibly gets his body back, is alive and well, and is working at Horizon Labs. I'm thinking he loses his powers in the midst of him fighting Doc Ock to get his body back, or whatever happens. We don't know yet. We gotta wait and see. I think we have to wait till next month, because I don't think 699 comes up. Yeah, because this month is basically over. So next month, 699 and 700. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm pretty sure Doc Ock is going to die. Peter's going to get his body back. He's going to not have his powers. Alpha's not going to be Superior Spider-Man. Someone else is going to have to step in the mantle. Probably a new character, or maybe someone we already know. It's not going to be Scarlet Spider because his series is still going on, even though Ryan Stegman is not drawing that anymore. He's going to Superior Spider-Man. Doc Ock is definitely not going to be Superior Spider-Man. I'm calling it right now. You heard it here first. Doc Ock is not Superior Spider-Man. Mark my words. He's not. Mark my words on everything I'm saying right now. If I'm wrong, I don't know. I'll figure out something that I'll do as punishment for being wrong. I don't know. Not wear my Spider-Man costume for a month. I don't know. Peter Parker's going to have one final epic battle against Doc Ock. Doc Ock's going to die. Peter's going to lose his powers. Alfred's going to get his powers back. Check in with Peter. Neither Doc Ock or Alfred are going to be Superior Spider-Man. It's either going to be someone else we already know or someone entirely new. And I'm pretty sure R will be revealed in issue 700. That was cool how that happened. I didn't even plan. Like, I made a 7, and then BAM! I didn't even plan that. That was pure genius. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens because, like I said, I have no issues with this. I'm curious as to how this will plan out. Plus, I trust Dan Slott. I think Superior Spider-Man will be good. I mean, the art's good, so I mean that's at least worth checking it out. And normally Dan Slott's writing is solid, so you know, we'll see what happens. And no matter what happens, the change is not going to be forever. We all know that. It's not like as long as we live, Peter Parker will never be Spider-Man again in the original 616 Marvel Universe. Ow. The only time changes normally are permanent is if it's in the Ultimate Universe and if the writers themselves say, yes, this is permanent. Like, Ultimate Peter Parker is dead. Dead. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, one of the last couple episodes of Comic Book Man, the question was brought up, what comic book is there where a major character has been killed off and has stayed dead? And the only thing they could come up with was Uncle Ben. Come on, you can do better than that. There's plenty of people you can name. At the top of my head, I can't think of them all. But one of them is Gwen Stacy. She is yet to be brought back to life in the original Spider-Man comic book. So, bam! Come on! You call yourselves comic book men! Get with the program! And it's like, if you name Uncle Ben, you could have named freaking Batman's parents. I mean, as far as I know, they never came back to life permanently. I mean, there is Flashpoint, but that's like an alternate universe type thing that happened where all reality was changed. And then it reverted back to a different new reality of itself. Damn you, New 52. But yeah, that's all I got to say. So I'm looking forward to 699 and 700 and Superior Spider-Man because I'm the type of Spider-Man fan where I can handle change and I don't bitch and moan at every little thing. But I'm not ooh over every little thing either. Like, there's some stuff I'm like, yeah, really? Are you sure that was the best move? Are you sure? Are you really sure you want to move in that direction? You don't want to slam on the brakes, go on reverse, or do a U-turn, go somewhere else? No? You go, okay, guess I'll put on my seatbelt in the passenger seat and be along for the ride, but I hope it's worth it. You know, I am like that sometimes. And that was my initial reaction about all this stuff, because I was like, really? A new Spider-Man? Don't we already have a new Spider-Man? Hello? I'm already in the Ultimate Universe. But, you know, with some of the announcements that come out to hype you up, I do get a little drunk and high off the hype, I admit. But taking a step back, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll check it out. I'll give it a chance. And some of the things don't sound that bad to me. So I'm like, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Nothing that happens in The Amazing Spider-Man and in The Superior Spider-Man can be as bad as the realization that Twinkies and Hostess cupcakes are no longer with us. You know what? Disney wants to buy everything else. They should buy Hostess. I mean, think of the marketing possibilities. You could create new desserts dedicated solely to Disney characters. You could have, like, Tron-themed cupcakes. Imagine, you know, like the chocolate cupcakes and, like, blue icing. Or, like, you could come up with, like, I don't even know, Mickey Mouse Twinkies or something? The possibilities are endless. I'm Disney. Buy Hostess. They just went bankrupt. They're closing. Save them. You bought Marvel. You just bought Lucasfilm. Is it really going to hurt you to buy a food company? Really? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think you would make even more money than you already do. Which, it's not like you guys are hurting for money. I mean, you effed up your marketing department when it came to John Carter. You lost a bunch of money on that movie, which, by the way, that movie was phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, go see the movie. Well, you can't go see it. You can rent it or buy it or watch it online. That movie was awesome. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's a rip-up of all this other sci-fi stuff. Keep in mind, John Carter, the original stories, a.k.a. John Carter of Mars, a.k.a. Princess of Mars, a.k.a. Warlords of Mars, all that jazz. This year is its 100th anniversary, which means nobody alive today was here when John Carter first came out. Is there anybody alive that's 100 years old at the moment in time? I don't know. Anyways, actually, yeah, I think there are a few people that are over 100 that are alive right now. Well, then there you go. They were around. They were probably like in diapers when, you know, first came out. Created by the same person who did Tarzan. Interestingly enough, Disney had an animated movie up for Tarzan. That did well. What happened with John Carter? Bad marketing. Disney needs to fix their marketing. Especially with Tron. You guys are really dropping the ball with Tron. Hence why I say Tron-themed cupcakes first when I mention Hostess. Disney, buy Hostess. If you don't, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and buy whatever Hostess products I can and, like, throw them at your office windows my next trip to Florida and California and be like, buy the freaking company, you jerks! I don't know, something. And I'm just rambling right now because I don't know. Anyways, I'm done. See you on the flip side. Flip web.